Hello mga kaliga, welcome ulit dito sa Ligang Pinoy. Para sa episode na ito, pag-uusapan naman natin yung Game 3 between the DLSU Green Archers and the UP Fighting Maroons. Pero bago ang lahat, I would just like to say congratulations sa DLSU Green Archers for winning the Season 86 UAAP Championship. It has been 7 long years. Yung last pa na championship ng DLSU was in 2016 sa panahon pa ni na Ben Mbala. And this year, nag-champion ulit ang DLSU and I would say well-deserved. Very deserving sina Kevin Kiambao. Ang galing, sobrang galing ni Kevin Kiambao. And with this performance dito sa finals ng UAAP Season 86, we can confidently say na pwedeng-pwede si KQ para sa Team Gilas Pilipinas sa mga future FIBA na competitions. And for the UP Fighting Maroons, sayang, I think coming into this season, the UP Fighting Maroons is the team to beat. Sila yung heavy favorite to win the championship given its loaded lineup. Andyan si Francis Lopez, si Malik Diop, and buo pa yung madami pang mga players na galing pa dun sa championship team nung season 84. Sina Harold Alarcon, Jerry Abadiano, JD Kagulangan. Almost intact pa yung core. And graduate si Ange Kuwame last season. So for this season, since andyan si Malik Diouf na for this season 86, I think si Malik Diouf na yung pinaka-dominant na FSA. A lot of us are expecting na magcha-champion talaga yung UP. Pero in the end, it was LaSalle who was more hungrier to win the championship. And very well deserved. Sobrang ganda nung laban natin nung Game 3. I-recap lang natin yung Game 3. It was actually a very close game. Yung biggest lead lang ng UP is 9 points, pero LaSalle stayed knocking at the door. Very hindi nakakalayo ng UP, unlike nung ginawa nila nung Game 1 or nung ginawa ng LaSalle nung Game 2 na talagang tinambakan nila yung mga kalaban nila. Pero dito sa Game 3, both teams talagang traded baskets lang. Walang team ang masyadong nakalayo. For UP, halata na yung game plan nila is yung offense nila is to go through Malik. Sobrang very efficient si Malik Diouf. For this game, he had a total of 21 points. And dalawa lang yata yung mintis niya na field goal. Parang 10 out of 12 lang. 10 out of 12 yata si Malik Diouf in this game, which is so very efficient. So yung naging game plan ng UP is yun nga, ibigay kay Malik Diouf yung bola or atakehin nila yung basket, which they did very well. Very efficient sila. Pero yung naging problema nga lang nung UP is yung mental toughness nila, because at the last 6 minutes of the game nung fourth quarter, for some reason bigla na lang nag-collapse. Lamang sila 67-63. Pero from that time on, from that 6-minute mark, yung next na lang na naging basket nila is last 2.3 seconds na lang. So sobrang for 6 minutes nagkaroon ng scoring drought yung UP. Whereas yung LaSalle naman, doon nagpakitang gilas si KQ. Doon lumabas talaga na well deserving si Kevin Kiambao na maging finals MVP. In this game, he had 24 points. And doon pa lang sa fourth quarter, I think si KQ naka 10 points siya. And a lot of his points nanggaling doon sa last 6 minutes ng game. Yung stretch na yun, siya yung nagpalamang sa DLSU. And kitang-kita na yung maturity ng kanilang laro ni Kevin Kiambao. Naipakita na yung game na yun, hindi talaga sila bumigay. And yun, yung Game 3 yung ina-expect natin na mangyayari all throughout the series, kasi yung unang dalawang laban nagpalitan lamang ng ng tambakan yung both teams eh. Pero itong game na to, ito talaga yung ina-expect natin, kasi itong team na to evenly matched talaga sila eh. Yung LaSalle, bago sila pumasok sa finals, I think they had a 9-game winning run. Na-sweep ng LaSalle yung second round. So sila yung isa din talaga yung hottest team pagpasok sa finals. Pero yung UP naman, sila yung number 1 sa team standing, 12-2. And isa rin talaga sila sa beginning pa lang ng season, sila na yung heavy favorite. So sa finals, in-expect talaga na head to head na dikit yung laban. And true enough, dito sa Game 3, na-witness natin yon na umabot talaga sa final stretch na kung sino yung magpe-perform better or who will execute better during the final stretch, siya yung mananalo. And in this game, LaSalle proved na sila yung mas composed, sila yung hindi nagpanic nung last 6 minutes. Sila yung naka-execute better, kaya nila nakuha yung panalo. Tignan lang ulit natin yung statistics ng game. LaSalle had 72 field goal attempts while UP had 67, pero actually, it was UP who shot better. Overall field goal percentage, UP had 43.3%. Whereas ang LaSalle, 33.3% lang yung field goal nila. Paano natalo yung UP having a higher percentage, field goal percentage overall? Well, ang UP nga, sabi ko kanina, yung naging game plan nila sa laro na ito is more on inatake nila yung basket. Pinigyan nila ng bola si Malik Diouf. Kaya naman sobrang efficient yung kanilang shooting percentage kasi most of their basket is inside the paint. Yun nga, si Malik Diouf parang 10 out of 12 siya. And a lot of UP's points came from fast break. Yun nga, since fast break, higher percentage talaga yung mga yan. Natalo ang UP kasi kahit na maganda yung shooting percentage nila overall, doon naman sila pumalpak sa 3-point department. For some reason, nawala yung 3-point shooting ng UP eh. In Game 2, they had 2 out of 19 or parang 10.8% 3-point field goal percentage. Pero in this game, isa lang yung na-shoot nila na 3 points, 1 out of 17. And si CJ Cancino lang yung nakatira sa kanila ng 3 points. Unfortunately, consistently inconsistent yung UP eh. Kung kailan pa game 3 na ng do or die na championship, doon pa sila inabandon ng kanilang 3-point shooting. In contrast, yung LaSalle naman, in this game they had 9 3-point field goal, 9 out of 31 or a 29% conversion rate. Sa laki ng difference eh. Kahit sabihin mong mas madaming na shoot na field goal yung UP kasi ang UP they made 29 field goals. Pero ang LaSalle, they made 24. Pero 9 of those 24 came from the 3-point line. Alam naman natin na 3-point is more than 2 points. So, mas lamang ka ng isang puntos. Further breaking down yung field goals attempt ng UP and DLSU into for your UP, 57 of their 67 field goal attempts were contested and only 10 were uncontested. So in this sense naman, masasabi natin na mas nadepensahan ng DLSU yung mga tira ng UP because DLSU contested 85% ng mga field goal attempts ng UP, whereas ang UP naman, although close lang, they contested 83% ng field goal attempts ng DLSU. And in terms of contested points, ang UP, mas marami silang na-convert na contested shots. Mainly because, yun nga, karamihan ng mga tira nga ng UPs, andun sila sa paint, lalo na si Malik Diouf, kahit na contested ng DLSU yun, si Malik Diouf matangkad, and dun pa sa painted area, almost automatic na yung tira ni Malik Diouf dun sa area na yun eh. Yun nga, tulad nga na nabanggit ko, 10 out of 12 si Malik Diouf dun sa shaded area. Ang LaSalle naman, they only converted 29% of their contested shot. Pero in terms of the uncontested shots naman, mas mataas yung shooting percentage ng LaSalle. Out of the 12 uncontested shots ng LaSalle, na-convert nila 9. So, or a percentage of 75%. Whereas ang UP, 7 out of 10 nung uncontested field goals nila yung na-convert nila or roughly 70%. And yun nga, tulad nung nabanggit ko kanina, kung mapapansin mo, yung uncontested shots ng LaSalle is 9 yung nagawa nila. Pero yung point equivalent nun is 21. Meaning, merong tatlong uncontested shot na galing from the 3-point line. So, doon talaga naging deadly yung LaSalle kasi yung weapon talaga nila na 3-point shooting sobrang laking bagay na yun kasi mas every time na maka-convert ka ng 3 points, additional 1 point yun versus a 2-point field goal lang. Ang UP naman, 7 out of 10 yung na-convert nila na uncontested shot. Pero karamihan ng uncontested shots nga nila is galing sa 2 points lang eh. Isa lang yung yung 3 point lang ni isang 3 point lang ni CJ na uncontested. Yun lang yung na-convert nila. So yung 7 na uncontested field goal nila, ang equivalent lang nun is 15 points. Nasayang lang talaga yung kasi kung naka-convert lang yung UP nung 2 or 3 3-point field goal nila, may chance pa sana silang manalo or at least to send the game into overtime. And rebound sa rebounding department. Again, paulit-ulit na lang ting sinasabi na the team who controls the board controls the game. And in this game, out-rebounded na naman yung UP. Nung game 1, out-rebounded ng UP ang LaSalle by 10 rebounds, 55-45. Nung game 2, nabaliktad. LaSalle naman yung nanalo sa rebounding department. I think it was 58-46. And in this game 3, LaSalle ulit yung nanalo sa rebounding department. They had 50 rebounds and 40 rebounds against UP had only 40 rebounds or a difference of 10 rebounds. And if you break it down further, yung offensive rebounds ng LaSalle is 17 and yung UP is 7. So dun galing yung out-rebounded yung UP sa offensive glass. And ito pa yung mas interesting na statistics. Si Michael Phillips had 8 rebounds for the entire game. And ang buong UP team, 7 offensive rebound lang. So isipin mo, mas mataas pa yung nakuhang 8 offensive rebounds ni Michael Phillips compared dun sa 7 rebounds na nakuha ng buong UP team. So, sobrang laking bagay ni Michael Phillips dito. Kung wala yung 8 rebounds ni Michael Phillips, hindi makaka-generate ng extra possession yung LaSalle. Hindi sila makakuha ng second chance points. And if you look at the second chance points, LaSalle had 17 second chance points, ang UP 12 lang. So merong 5 points na difference. Isa din yun yung doon nang galing din yung bakit lumamang yung DLSU Green Archers. So sayang din if nakuha ng UP yung rebounding department or kahit man lang sana na close and nakakuha yung UP ng second chance points nila. Who knows, baka nanalo pa sila. Pero ganun talaga, makikita mo doon mo makikita sa hustle It was LaSalle who was obviously more much hungrier compared sa UP. Kasi sila yung nag-hustle papunta sa mga 50-50 na bola. Nung season 84, si Harold Alarcon, yung mga players ng UP dati, very active sila na pag may loose ball, hinahabol nila or kapag very active sila sa rebounding. Pero pagdating dito sa game na ito, nawala yung mga nawala yung ganong aggressiveness ng mga UP pagdating sa offensive rebounding. Halatang-halata mo kasi during the final stretch, last 6 minutes, ang UP limited lang to 1 shot per possession kasi nga hindi sila nakakuha ng offensive rebound. And credit also goes to Michael Phillips and the rest of the DLSU Green Archers for mas okay yung pag-box out nila. Lalo na yan si Michael Phillips. Nagawa niyang ma-box out si Malik Diouf nung mga last 2 minutes, last 3 minutes kaya hindi nakakuha ng offensive rebound yung UP. Sa assist department naman, lamang yung almost close lang naman, lamang yung LaSalle by 4 assists, 21-17. Isa ito sa mga malaking improvement ng UP kasi nung game 1, 8 assists lang yata sila the entire game. At least for this game, sa game 3, nataasan nila in-increase nila to 17. Pero yun nga, kinulang pa rin sila. And free throws, isa sa mga areas na masasabi din natin na kung na-shoot lang siguro ng UP yung mga free throws nila, baka siguro hindi sila nagmamadali or yun nga, baka naman nalo pa or umabot sa overtime. Kasi kung titignan mo yung titignan mo yung free throws, UP made 10 out of 17 or 58.8% lang yung conversion rate nila. Whereas ang LaSalle, they made 16 out of 22 or 72.7%. So imagine yung 7 na mintis ng UP, kung sabihin na natin nagawa nila yung 5, edi sana additional 5 points sana yon. Pero ganun talaga. There are times na minamalas ka talaga. And kudos din sa sa Lasal, because in this game they made their assignment yung free throws din kasi isa sa mga weakness ng Lasal, pero at least dito sa game 3 na to, 16 out of 22 sila. Very decent na yun yung conversion rate na yun. Tapos na, champion na yung Lasal, and again, congratulations sa mag-aantay na naman tayo ng 9 months for the next UAAP season. So ano ba yung ano yung what's next for UP? For UP, dalawa yung sure na nag-graduate, si CJ Cancino and si Malik Diouf. Si JD Kagulangan, meron pa siyang 1-year eligibility, kasi yung nangyari pala nun, bago lumipat si nung umalis si JD Kagulangan sa DLSU, nag-enroll muna siya sa St. Clair, which is a non-UAAP school. And then from St. Clair, siya lumipat sa UP. So ang rule pala is, ang rule is kasi is from pag galing ka sa non-UAAP school and lumipat ka sa UAAP school, hindi hindi mababawas sa eligibility mo yung residency mo. So in the case of JD Kagulangan, eligible pa siya for 1 year. Pero wala pa daw walang confirmation kung babalik si JD Kagulangan or not. Pero whether bumalik si JD Kagulangan or not, madaming mga incoming na rookies ang UP na pwedeng pumalit sa kanya, especially si Jared Bahay. Jared Bahay, isa sa mga blue chip recruit. He's currently playing sa Sesafi High School for Ateneo Sacred Heart dun sa Cebu. And he will be eligible, si Jared Bahay, next season. And another recruit na for UP is si Chris Subilla, isa sa top 24 na high school player din, si Chris Subilla last year. And of course, mga transferee ng UP, si Gani Stevens galing UE. So maglalaro na rin for UP si Gani Stevens, and yung kaibigan ni Gani Stevens na si Denzel Walker. Isa ito si Denzel Walker sa mga based doon sa mga performance niya sa mga preseason games. 6'4" si Denzel Walker, pero may shooting yan, pwede siyang maglaro na guard, which is very makakatulong yan kasi bihira lang yung mga 6'4" na pwedeng maglaro as a guard at may shooting pa. And again, si Malik Diouf graduate, and so sa ngayon yung expected na papalit sa kanya si Dikachi Ududo, galing Guangming College itong si Dikachi Ududo, 6'9". So yung nakita ko lang na highlight ni Dikachi Ududo, physicality, kaya naman niyang makipagbanggaan, athletic din naman siya, so kaya niyang mag-rebound or mag-block. Pero ang downside lang niya is 6'9". 6'9" si Dikachi, ang papalitan niya si Malik Diouf 6'11". So yun lang yung mawawala. Hindi rin din kasi ganoon ka okay pa yung shooting ni Dikachi Ududo So kung sa ilalim talaga siya kung sa ilalim siya, yung laruan niya is ilalim, kung makatapat siya ng mga players na mas matangkad sa kanya, like mga 6'11", doon magkakaproblema. And for Lasal naman, bright future pa rin ang Lasal, kasi ang graduate lang sa kanila si Mark Nonoy, si Evan Nelly, si Ben Phillips, and si Francis Escandor. So intact pa rin yung core ng first 5 ng DLSU. Although hindi pa sure, pero nagsabi na si KQ on TV na 1 more year daw, pero hindi natin sure may possibility pa rin na baka tumanggap siya ng offer abroad, like sa Japan B-League or sa Korean. Pero assuming na bumalik si Kevin Kiambao, I would think that the DLSU Green Archers will be the heavy favorites next season. Sila naman yung expect na maka-repeat, kasi you have Kevin Kiambao, andyan pa rin si Mike Phillips, Jonel Policarpio, andyan pa rin, and almost nga yung intact mo andyan pa rin yung may experience na yung buong team, like sina CJ Austria andyan pa rin, sina Raven Cortez andyan pa rin, Makalalag andyan pa rin. So, and may madadagdag pa sa kanila. Incoming rookies nila, si Macho Rubico andyan, Boris Marasigan din darating, and Henry Agunane. Henry Agunane, isa sa mga highly sought na foreign student athlete 6'11 ito si Henry Agonane. And may galaw. I've seen some of his highlights dito sa YouTube. Mas okay yung laruan niya as compared kay Bright Nwangko based on the highlights that I've seen. So kaya mas nakakatakot yung DLSU Green Archers in the next season. Kasi imagine nyo, for this season, hindi ganon kagalingan si Bright Nwangko hindi ganon kagalingan yung foreign student athlete ng Lasal. Pero nagawa nilang mag-champion, relying heavily on their locals. Kevin Kiambao, Evan Nelly, si Mike Phillips. So for next season, andun pa rin si KQ, Mike Phillips, and then magdadagdagan ka pa ng Henry Agonane na mas magaling pa compared kay Bright Nwangko. So doon, parang very dangerous ang DLSU Green Archers next year. For me, sila na yung ine-expect ko na magcha-champion talaga for next year. Sila yung team to beat. But of course, hindi rin naman magpapatalo sa pag-build up yung kasi andyan pa rin naman yung UP, andyan pa rin yung Ateneo. And the other teams, Adamson, nagpapalakas din yung mga yan So, and NU. Hindi wag rin natin kalimutan ng NU kasi magaling yung high school program ng NU and a lot of their high school players din papunta na sa college. Congrats sa DLSU Green Archers. Very deserve nyo talaga yung mag-champion. And guys, kung hindi pa kayo nakasubscribe, subscribe lang kayo dito sa ating channel, dito sa Ligang Pinoy. Dito sa ating channel, i-discuss natin yung iba't ibang mga liga like UAAP, MPBL, PBL, at kahit anong sports, mapa-basketball or volleyball. And kung may time pa kayo, please visit our website, www.ligangpinoy.blogspot.com. Nagpo-post kami doon ng mga articles. So kung gusto niyo magbasa ng mga articles about the sports or mga stats din ng mga laro, visit niyo lang yung ating website. So thank you for watching and see you again in our next episode.